This is my evaluation question 2. How does your media product represent particular social groups? To attract my audience, I decided to include features within my magazine that are appealing to the age range of my audience. I looked at details such as the colour scheme that can be the main feature in determining the genre and also the age range of a product. Therefore, I chose my colour scheme wisely, and to make sure that it appealed to my audience, I used the yellow as a contrasting bright colour to attract the audience, as conventional rock listeners will be more inclined to buy the product if it had a colour scheme that fits with the genre, such as yellow, black and white, rather than one that wouldn't be associated with the genre, such as pink, white and blue. On the cover, I tried to use an artist that is of similar age to my target audience to appeal to them directly. I chose to use Ellis Best because, as an artist, he has an interest in alternative rock music, and the outfits that he wears reflects the genre, which means he would appeal to the audience who also could relate to him. I chose to put my artist in a check shirt and a beanie hat with accessories that are commonly worn by those of a similar age to my artist, therefore keeping up with the latest fashions. This will appeal to my audience as they can take inspiration from how the costumes of my artist are put together. Linking my double-page spread to my artist, I decided to write a story about how my artist has been able to rise to fame in a solo career, as to show my audience that they are capable of doing anything they desire if they put their mind to it. This will appeal to them more directly, as they will feel as if they can relate to Ellis as an artist. For my feature stories, I tried to include stories that would appeal to my audience. Therefore, I decided to use artists that would fit in with my genre, such as The Pretty Reckless, U2 and Jack White, who are well-known artists within my chosen genre. After conducting my first focus group, I found out that my audience are interested in more pictures within articles rather than block text, so I tried to incorporate a lot of visual images that my audience could see as to appeal to them, while also balancing it out with a substantial article. I wanted to make sure that my product was suited to my audience, therefore I used language which is familiar to my audience. This was more of a colloquial range of vocabulary, and this is so they can understand and enjoy the main article and the accompanying feature stories. I think this is an important feature in order for my readers to be able to connect with the magazine and to make them understand the text rather than it being too complicated for them to understand. I aim to make the magazine of substantial quality while also ensuring that it's priced reasonably. I looked closely at my reader profile and also social demographics research that I carried out in order to help me gain a deeper understanding of the lifestyle of my audience. I looked at the levels of unemployment within present-day society and have analysed how this may have had an effect on my choice in relation to aspects such as pricing of my product and its distribution levels, and also locations. I noted that the employment rate has risen dramatically for those aged 16 to 24, and I decided that it would be best to lower the price of my product to $2.99 rather than my initial idea of $4.99. This would make the issue more widely available and accessible for my target audience. I also looked at the average income for the different households in various situations, so I could see how this affected the income of an individual and if they could afford to purchase the magazine. All these factors helped me decide on the appropriate features such as the price and what sort of artist to include in my main feature story. My reader profile shows my audience to be very modern and into technology. The creation of this has made it easier for me to see how my social group is represented as a stereotype, and typically those of a younger age are more interested in technology and also the new developing music industry, such as the use of downloads and streaming. Stereotypically, my audience would be interested in guitars, heavy bass music and going to gigs at bars and clubs. They rely strongly on Alibi in order to update them on newest releases, exclusive gigs and interviews, which means they are closely connected with the music industry and also the company as a whole. It has enabled me to be able to create an issue that has features that will connect with my audience and provide them with the exclusivity they desire. I chose certain features in assumption of my reader's preference, therefore creating my own stereotype of an alternative rock fan, which was influenced greatly by my own preferences, as I am an alternative rock fan myself. In my reader profile, I stated that my readers are interested in new technology. However, some viewers may consume music in more traditional methods, such as record players and CDs. Also, in my finished product, I used black as the main colour for my colour scheme, as I assumed that my audience would prefer darker colours. However, this is not necessarily the case, as a percentage of my audience may have preferred lighter colours. The bands that I have chosen have also been based strongly on my own knowledge of alternative rock artists and also my own preferences, the majority of which seem to be male artists. I could have conducted deeper research into my target audience to see what type of artists they listen to within the genre and maybe looked at other unique up-and-coming artists that may be of interest to my audience. They may also have preferred to have more female artists within the genre, which I could have considered to include as to add diversity to the contents of the issue. The plug which I have used was a one-off chance for my audience to win a Gibson guitar worth over £2,000. Here I stereotype my audience in having an interest in guitars. Some viewers may not play an instrument, or play a different instrument, therefore this prize will be of little use to them, and may not have the desired enticing effect that I initially tried to create. In reflection, it may have been more appropriate to use a more general prize which would appeal to a wider audience rather than a niche audience, such as festival tickets or trips abroad.